Throughout her 20-year career as a premium clothes horse, Naomi Campbell has proved herself worthy of her lofty nickname, the Black Panther. Maintaining all the poise and elegance of a leopard on the catwalk, she has also built a reputation for displaying plenty of feline ferocity backstage. In a 2005 interview with model-turned-chat show host Tyra Banks, she was taken to task over claims she had made her younger colleague's life a misery through intimidation and by deliberately sabotaging Tyra's career. With the cameras on her, Naomi remained the epitome of calm, smiling sweetly through Tyra's tirade. Behind closed doors, however, it seems that she has at times been less able to retain such cat-like composure. Long-standing rumours about Naomi's quickness to temper gained credibility in the year 2000, when she admitted to assaulting her former assistant, Georgina Galanis, with a telephone in a Toronto hotel room. Galanis also claimed the supermodel had threatened to throw her out of a moving car. She was cleared after promising to attend anger management classes, and over the next few years, the media focused their attention and telephoto lenses on her struggle to get clear of drink and drugs. In 2004, Naomi won £3,500 following publication of photos of her leaving Narcotics Anonymous. While she was getting herself clean, she began ploughing more of her time and effort into charity projects, alongside the likes of former South African President Nelson Mandela, whom she calls her adopted grandfather. She found another father figure in music legend Quincy Jones. However, her attempts to make up for the stability and support she missed growing up without her own father looked to be falling well short when she was once again charged with assaulting an assistant. In fact, from early 2006, Naomi's ex-employees were queuing up to sue her for assault and battery. After news broke of her fight with a maid in 2004, another assistant claimed the model had beaten her around the head with a personal organizer and abused her on 3 continents. No sooner had they settled that matter than Naomi was charged for second-degree assault against her housekeeper, Anna Scolavino, who needed stitches in her head upon being belted with a jewel-encrusted mobile phone for not being able to find a pair of Naomi's favorite jeans. Naomi shrugged off the charges.
It's another extortion. I had it before.
In an interview later that year, she expanded on her claim that she was the victim of repeated extortion attempts.
And I just feel like I am a target, and some people have told me for months and years you're a target, but it's kind of sunken in that I am a target. So I have to be very careful who I'm around, what I say, who's around me. I try not to be with someone on my own anymore because you don't know the agendas of what people have.
Back in court in November to hear the charges, Naomi's lawyer was going into PR damage control.
But she's also constantly contributing to the public at large, whether it be cancer research or whether or not it be AIDS research or whether or not it be for providing for underprivileged children like the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. All over the world, she has done a magnificent job.
He was confident about his client's chances.
The issue is there's more than one accusation. It seems like one after another. How do we explain that?
If you had the patience to wait and see how these things are going to go away one by one after I start dealing with them in court.
It didn't quite all go away. 2 months later, she settled another abuse claim from a former maid and pleaded guilty to the phone assault.
She said that in her apartment she threw a phone, and that phone that she threw did hit an employee of hers, but that it was not intentional, it was an accident, and that she was very sorry about it.
Instead of copping a maximum 7-year sentence for second-degree assault, she ended up with 5 days community service at the New York City Sanitation Department. Her ability to transform the potentially humiliating punishment into an inspired publicity stunt and promotional opportunity drew gasps from the paparazzi as she turned up for her first shift in a black Cadillac Escalade dressed in designer combat boots and tan corduroy pants before getting down and dirty. The before and after work fashion parade continued all week, and on the final day, she stepped out of the department in a shimmering fishtail gown and was whisked away in a silver Rolls-Royce, leaving all the ugliness and muckraking behind her. Or so it seemed. Unfortunately, however, just 12 months later, she was pushed to the edge of reason once more, this time at London's Heathrow Airport. On this occasion, the apparent object of her ire was British Airways' inability to keep track of a piece of her luggage. As she made her feelings known, the situation quickly escalated and the police were called to forcibly remove her from the plane. Psychologists were queuing up to make sense of her so-called air rage.
Probably she sensed a sense of rejection, I think, is what's going on here. I mean, probably that someone refused to listen to her, to understand her, to make sense of the situation, and just said, this is going on for everybody, it's not just for you, something like that. She probably didn't feel heard or understood or validated in some respect, and so had this angry outburst to protect herself. Anger is a protective mechanism that actually can be quite useful at times if expressed productively, but obviously it becomes a problem when it's too intense, too frequent, or interferes in our relationships or leads to aggressive behaviour.
She was later charged with 3 counts of assaulting a constable, among other things, and ended up with a £3,500 fine and another 70 hours community service.